Hey, welcome back. It is 25 minutes after 7 o'clock. Survey says 3 in 4 Texans favor legalizing marijuana in some form or fashion. It's a new UT, Texas Tribune poll that says only 1/4 of Texas registered voters still favor keeping marijuana illegal in all cases. 28% say they would legalize it for medicinal use, 49% for any purpose. In other words, recreational purposes. David Sloan, a Fort Worth criminal defense attorney, former sheriff's deputy, speaks for the DFW branch of the National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws, or NORML. Is what happened in Colorado legalized it for recreational use, and this giant hole did not open up and swallow the whole state of Colorado. Do you think that has changed Texans' attitudes?
Oh, I think absolutely it has. If you look at the poll data that we had here in Texas back in January at the turn of the year when Colorado went full legalization, we had roughly 40 to 42% of Texans that just had their arms folded and didn't want to see any changes in public policy. Now that number has drifted down to 23%, and I think obviously what people in Texas are doing is looking at Colorado and going, why aren't we doing that here?
Yeah. As a former sheriff's deputy, did you consider marijuana dangerous?
Well, I think you have to put anything in context. I think any kind of mind-altering substance when somebody is driving would be a dangerous thing, but not if you compare. If the fatalities I saw compared to dealing with alcohol were always much worse and much more frequent.
But that could be because pot's illegal, and therefore people don't use it; they use something else.
Oh, I don't think the fact that marijuana has been illegal has ever stopped anybody from that wanted to use it from using it. It's been a source of revenue, but a lot of the arguments we hear that marijuana is this gateway drug and that it causes people that smoke marijuana today are going to smoke heroin tomorrow or inject heroin. It just isn't true. There's no correlation between what they're saying basically is somebody that's done this has also done this. Well, these same people have probably also smoked cigarettes or drank beer or anything else. There's no nexus across to it. If you'd like me to tell you about some gateway drugs, get me a physician's desk reference out here. I can point out some doozies.
Yeah, and a lot of them are prescription drugs.
They all are. I mean, they all are.
Marijuana is seen since the 1970s, and the Nixon administration has been a Schedule I narcotic along the lines of heroin and cocaine, and a lot of the marijuana advocates kind of laugh at that. Or like cocaine and heroin.
Let's just look at some of our numbers. We've got almost 1.5 million registered patients, medical cannabis users, and you don't see them having the problems that, say, people like Rush Limbaugh and pain medications are having. The science is in, the facts are in. People are looking at what's going on in other states, and they're not seeing the problems that the government's been telling us we're going to have for all these years.
Is the state of Colorado looking at it and saying we might actually have revenue of $100 million a year?
Correct.
As a result of legalizing it, putting a tax on it. And some people are going to, and even Governor Rick, were you shocked when Rick Perry said at least decriminalize marijuana?
No, Texas lawmakers are not stupid, and they're watching what's going on in the polls just as well as I am, and they realize that majority of Texans now favor some shifts in public policy and how cannabis is handled, and we're getting noise out of Austin already that they want us to present some bills that we presented before again, and we're going to see some changes, I think, in the 2015 legislature. They're tuned in. They know it's what the people want.
Thanks very much.
Yes, sir.
We'll stay tuned for that one. Still.